Hello, welcome back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Naranda Brown here, your host, and today we have an interesting video for you. As soon as I'm finished this one, I'll be doing the preview for the Reggae Boys Mexico game that's coming up later on this week. But again, before we go any further, let me say thank you to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. Quicklink Shipping for anything you need in North America shipped into Jamaica. Reach out to Quicklink Shipping. You can follow them on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping or on Facebook at Quicklink Shipping as well. They have the best prices really. RS Sports Store for all your sporting apparel. They have the new Reggae Boys jersey as well for as cheap as 6,000 Jamaican dollars. So check out RS Sports Store on Instagram and on Facebook as well. Now the topic today, earlier today, Infantino, the president of FIFA, he came public and he gave a very, very disturbing speech during which he indicated that having a World Cup every other year or biannually, it will save more. What's up, bro? Blessings, my opinion. Blessings, blessings. Just doing a quick recap of that speech that Infantino gave today. As I said before, he gave a very, very troubling speech today, and I think it should be looked into by the powers, maybe, because it's totally unacceptable. I won't even try to sugarcoat it any at all because it is unacceptable. Arsene Wenger, he came out a few months ago and he indicated that more football would make more sense, meaning World Cup every other year would be ideal. We know Arsene Wenger, it's in his interest because he's a part of the committee now. He's now an advisor. I personally think having a World Cup every other year doesn't make any sense. Currently, as things stand, the players are complaining; they're tired all the time. Personally, I'm a fan of Chelsea. My team, they've been playing a game every 3 days since November, really, and they've been complaining. So imagine if these players aren't getting breaks when it's necessary. Now we have the Euros, we have the African Cup of Nations, we have the Asian Cup, we have the Gold Cup for CONCACAF. We have for CONMEBOL, we have the South American Cups down there as well. So why then do we need another World Cup? Why do we need a World Cup in the middle there? It doesn't make it. If we have another World Cup, it won't be as special as it is now. I think the 4-year period is what makes the World Cup so special. It is the reason we wait so much for it. We anticipate it, and then whoever shows up, whoever turns up to the World Cup, then we laud them. We give them all the plaudits because it is that sort of tournament. So if you don't get to make it to one World Cup, you try making it to the other. But imagine if we had a World Cup every other year. How special would that be? I don't think it would be very special. But again, this isn't to speak about the World Cup being held every other year. It is to speak about the speech that Infantino gave. And in his speech, he indicated that having a World Cup every other year would save more Africans who are trying to cross the Mediterranean from drowning. Yes, you heard right. He said it would save more Africans from drowning. Africans who are trying to cross the Mediterranean for better opportunities, because this would provide for better opportunities to them, ideally. First, I think Infantino needed to establish a correlation. Does a World Cup every other year affect, or whether negatively or positively, influence the lives of Africans who are searching for a better life in Europe? How? If so, how? First and foremost, I think the best way to go about it would be then, if you're coming from that level of reasoning, the best way to go about it would be to have more World Cups in Africa, right? If you're trying to improve the economic situations of folks living in Africa, then you should be having more World Cups in Africa, because then it would benefit not only the countries in which these tournaments are being held, but the continent in general. Next thing, I think FIFA should consider giving Africa more places then. If you're so concerned about giving Africans better opportunities or improving the livelihood or the economic situations of folks living in Africa, why not give Africa more places in the World Cup. As things stand right now, Europe has the most places. I think Europe has 13 spots at the World Cup. No, Europe has 44 countries, right? Africa, in comparison, has 54 countries, yet they only have 5 spots. All right, so I that's 100 and roughly 50% more, right? 150% more spots are granted to Europe, and Europe has less countries than Africa, right? Now, of the 54 countries in Africa, I think roughly 8 of those aren't member states of FIFA. So we can narrow it down then to roughly 46. So 46 in comparison to 44, yet Europe still has twice, almost 3 times as many spots as Africa. So, Infantino, if you're so concerned about the well-being and the economic situation of folks living in Africa, and you're so concerned, you're plagued, you aren't able to sleep at night because folks in Africa are crossing the Mediterranean and they're drowning, and you think we need to have another World Cup every other year because this is the way out. First, you need to explore these avenues because I think both these pointers that I put forward, they make far more sense than what you indicated. And I can, off the top of my head, state correlations without even doing any research whatsoever, because it is logic. I can tell you straight off the bat that having a World Cup in Africa would benefit the folks more than having a World Cup every other year. Are you saying having a World Cup every other year would mean more World Cups would be held in Africa? Why is it then, of all the World Cups that we've had, Africa has only hosted one, and it was in 2010? Why is it then Sepp Blatter was given such a hard time for having a World Cup, for getting a World Cup to be hosted in Africa? These are some questions that I think the necessary journalists, they need to ask Infantino, because at the end of the day, it is said, and it was written as well, that one of the key components of manipulation is playing on your emotions. So whenever someone is trying to manipulate you, they try to get to your weak spot. They try to soft you out, right? They use a whole lot of empathy, trying to seem as if they care. Does FIFA really care about the players? No. Does FIFA care about the situation in Africa? No, because as things stand now, FIFA is a multi-billion-dollar entity that is still not doing enough. They're still not doing enough to help African countries. They're still not doing enough. They're still not investing the amount of money into African competitions that they are in European competitions. And that is not just me being a cynic, right? It's the fact. So how all of a sudden, because it suits your interest, you're trying to get a World Cup every other year because it is so beneficial to folks in Africa? Why no? Why no? Because everyone else is pushing back against the idea. You're trying to get folks from Africa on your side. So all of a sudden, you're playing the empathy card. You're playing the card. Oh, we are sorry for Africans and we're trying our best to help them, because then less Africans would be crossing the Mediterranean Sea and less migrants would be drowning in the Mediterranean Sea in search of a better life if we have a World Cup every other year. I think this is one of the most preposterous statements I've heard, and I think Infantino, he needs to be cast to the side, because someone as naive and as narcissistic as he is shouldn't be leading FIFA, shouldn't be leading the governing body of football. The global sport. Everyone loves football. It's what basically draws us closer together 9 out of 10 times. Sports in general, but football in particular, is what draws most folks together. And someone at the head of FIFA who is all about the money, as a popular entertainer said, I'm all about the money. And I can see it clear right now that Infantino is doing just that. He's concerned about his interests. He's concerned about lining the pocket of FIFA, and all the members of FIFA know they're concerned about lining their pockets. They're not interested in the well-being of Africans. They're not interested in in making better socio-economic situations for these individuals that they speak of. But they're using the card to play on the emotions of folks who actually care, right? And again, I want to hear what you, the viewers, think. Leave it in the comment section. I think that speech today, it will generate a whole lot of traction. It will generate a whole lot of backlash as well for Infantino. But at the end of the day, will they be brave enough to put him to the side? Because FIFA speaks about discrimination, and they speak about inequity and equality and no to racism and all these things that they seem to be backing in their terms. But when the heavy hand is needed, do they really take the stand? We'll see. We'll see how this one plays out. I think Infantino was out of order, and he should face some sanction or some repercussions. If he doesn't, I'd be surprised to see how FIFA moves forward without any criticism from onlookers like myself, as well as the necessary member states of the governing body, FIFA. Again, your thoughts are welcome. Leave them in the comment section. In the next video, we'll be speaking about the Reggae Boys versus Mexico. We'll be doing a preview for that one, so stay tuned. I'll be back in maybe about 5-10 minutes. Then we can speak more about the Reggae Boys. But let me know what you think about that Infantino speech that he made today. It's tearing down the internet. You'll be hearing more about it tomorrow. I'm pretty sure all the major news platforms, sports programs, and all of that, they'll be speaking about it tomorrow, because it's definitely appalling. And I think him coming out and being so blatant and so barefaced with it is surprising. It shows that they think they're above all the rules, and they think they're above any repercussions whatsoever. So let's see how that one plays out. Infantino coming out and saying having a World Cup every other year would save more Africans from drowning in the Mediterranean Sea. Is there a correlation? Could there possibly be a correlation? Is he genuinely concerned about the well-being of Africans? I don't think so. But let me know what you guys think. Again, Naranda Brown Halftime TV. Like, share, subscribe, and join us back in like 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. We will be speaking about the Reggae Boys versus Mexico, and come with your views as well, so we can discuss how we expect the Reggae Boys to line up, what we expect from Paul Hall and his team, as well as Jamaica's hopes of qualifying for the World Cup later on this year. All right, stay tuned.